You ever feel like the more you grow, the harder life gets? Like you used to just react, and now you pause and it feels heavier? You used to blame people, and now you see your part and it's uncomfortable? What if self-awareness isn't supposed to feel easy? What if it actually makes life harder on purpose? Before you became self-aware, life was simpler. Not better, just simpler. If someone hurt you, they were the problem. If you were angry, you just reacted. If something didn't work out, you blamed the situation. No overthinking, no deep reflection, no inner conflict. But now you notice everything. You notice your tone, your triggers, your patterns, and suddenly you can't unsee it. Have you ever caught yourself mid-reaction and thought, wait, why am I actually upset right now? That moment right there, that's self-awareness. And it ruins your ability to stay unconscious. Because now, you don't just feel anger, you see what's under it. Maybe it's fear, maybe it's insecurity, maybe it's feeling out of control. And now instead of just reacting, you have to sit with it. And that is harder. Here's the truth no one talks about. Self-awareness removes your excuses. You can't say, they made me act this way. Because deep down, you know you had a choice. And that level of responsibility, it's heavy. Would you rather live a life where everything is someone else's fault, or a life where you actually have power? Because those are opposites. Self-awareness gives you power, but it comes with pressure. Now you have to choose differently. Now you have to respond instead of react. Now you have to grow, even when it's uncomfortable. And here's where it gets even harder. Self-awareness doesn't just change how you see yourself. It changes how you see other people. You start noticing patterns in others. You see when someone is projecting. You see when someone is avoiding responsibility. You see unhealthy behaviors, clearly. And here's the hard part. You can't unsee that either. So now you're stuck in this weird place where you understand people, but you also feel frustrated by them. Have you ever thought, I get why they're acting this way, but it's still not okay? That tension, that's self-awareness. Because now, you don't just react emotionally, you see reality. And sometimes reality is uncomfortable. Another thing no one tells you, self-awareness can make you feel lonely. Because not everyone is doing this work. Not everyone is reflecting. Not everyone is growing. Not everyone wants to look at themselves. So you start outgrowing conversations, outgrowing habits, sometimes even outgrowing relationships. And that can feel confusing because you still care about people, but you don't connect the same way anymore. Have you ever sat in a conversation and thought, this just feels surface level now? That's not you becoming difficult. That's you becoming aware. But here's the part most people miss. Self-awareness isn't the end goal. It's the beginning, because awareness without action just turns into overthinking. You start analyzing everything, every conversation, every mistake, every emotion, and suddenly you're stuck in your own head. Are you using your self-awareness to grow, or just to judge yourself more? Because that's a trap. A lot of people become self-aware, but instead of changing, they just become more critical. I shouldn't feel this way. I should be better by now. What's wrong with me? That's not growth. That's self-awareness without compassion. Real growth sounds different. Okay, I see what I'm doing. Now, what can I do differently next time? Not perfect, just better. Here's the shift that changes everything. Self-awareness is not about being perfect. It's about being intentional. You're still going to mess up. You're still going to react sometimes. You're still going to have bad days. But now, you notice faster. You recover faster. You learn faster. And that's where the power is. What if the discomfort you feel right now is actually a sign you're leveling up? Because think about it. You don't struggle with things you're unconscious to. You struggle with what you're aware of. So if things feel harder, it might mean you're seeing more. And seeing more is the first step to changing more. Ignorance feels easier, but it keeps you stuck. Self-awareness feels harder, but it moves you forward. So yeah, it makes life harder, but it also makes your life real, intentional, powerful, because now you're not just reacting to life, you're creating it. So next time it feels heavy, Next time you catch yourself thinking more, feeling more, questioning more, don't see it as a problem. See it as proof. Proof that you're growing. Proof that you're waking up. Proof that you're becoming someone who actually has control over their life. And that is worth the discomfort. If this made you think even for a second, like this video, follow this channel, and comment below, what's something you've recently become aware of in your own life? Because the more we talk about it, the more we grow,